Hi student, hello everyone. In last video we have discussed about what is meant by light. Today we will discuss reflection of light from plane surface and from various surface. So let's see, look at this heading. Under heading, this is my second lecture for 10th CBSE physics for chapter 1 light reflection and refraction. Here reflection of light. So what is meant by reflection of light? So if we see through the definition and look at this figure also, say this is the boundary or this is a interface between two medium. Here I have written only I and 1 and 2, but meaning is this medium 1 and medium 2, medium 2, medium 1 and medium 2. Means here this boundary line separates medium 1 and medium 2, and so this boundary line is called as a surface boundary, or it is also called as a surface. So if we suppose here is a source S, then from this source one of the ray of light, this light incident on this falls on this surface, say at point P, and this point P is called as a point of incidence. Point of incidence means where light ray falls on the surface is called as a point of incidence, and from this point of incidence this ray takes path and travels in this way. If we consider SP is the initial path called as the incident ray, then we can say PR is a reflected path, or that is the final path after reflection. So this is called as incident ray and this is called as a reflected ray. But we remember overall incident ray and reflected ray remains in the same medium, that means in the medium 1. And therefore when light ray travels through a medium incident on a boundary, after incidence changes its path and direction and travels back into the same medium is called as a reflection. See here, incident ray traveling in the medium 1 and reflected ray also traveling in the medium 1 means they remains in the same medium. But at the same time, the path of incident ray is SP, it is like this, and path of reflected ray PR, it is like this. So this ray PR has changed its path and direction as compared to the incident ray SP. And therefore again I revise definition: when light ray travels through a medium incident on a boundary, after incidence it changes its path and direction and travels back into the same medium is called as reflection. Okay, if have any doubt regarding reflection, then you can ask question in comment box. Then here meaning of incident ray. So this is the incident ray. So ray falling on the surface is called as a incident ray. So here SP is incident ray. SP is a incident ray and this is the reflected ray. Ray bounce back from surface is called as a reflected ray. So ray bounce back is nothing but here it is PR. PR is a bounce back ray. Then here one more line which I have shown here. So for instance, forget about this S1, what is this S1, but remember this is normal. So what is meant by normal? Normal is nothing but it is a perpendicular drawn. Normal is nothing but perpendicular drawn to the surface at the point of incidence. Say this is the point of incidence, and at this point of incidence here this perpendicular line is drawn and this line perpendicular to the surface. So perpendicular drawn to the surface at the point of incidence is called as a normal, and this normal has particular role in this reflection phenomena. So what that particular role we will discuss with the help of this next heading as a angle of incidence. Look at this angle of incidence, it is angle I. So it is angle made by the incident ray with normal. Look at this. This is the incident ray. This SP is the incident ray and this is the normal. So this incident ray makes some angle with the normal, and this angle is usually called as I and called as the angle of incidence. So angle made by the incident ray with the normal is called as the angle of incidence. Angle made by the incident ray with the normal is called as the angle of incidence I. Then second is the angle of reflection. So what is this angle of reflection? It is an angle made by the reflected ray with the normal. So look at this. This PR is a reflected ray. PR is a reflected ray. So this PR also makes some angle with the normal, and this is usually referred as a R. It is denoted as R and called as a reflected angle of reflection. So angle of reflection is nothing but angle made by the reflected ray with the normal is called as a angle of reflection. Then if we look at this diagram, you will find here this angle I, that is angle of incidence, and angle R, that is angle of reflection, they are same, means they are of major angle same. So based on this here some conclusions are drawn, and that conclusions are usually called as a laws of reflection. What these conclusions are called? These conclusions are usually called as a laws of reflection. So here I have listed two laws of reflection. In that, one is angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection, that is angle I is equal to angle R. So look at this angle I, that is angle made by the incident ray with the normal, and reflected ray, that is angle made by the reflected ray with the normal, they are of same measure, that is angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. So what is first law? Angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Then look at this second law. The incident ray, look at this, the incident ray, reflected ray and this normal, all the three lie in the same plane. What is second law? The incident ray, reflected ray and the normal at the point of incidence, comma, all the three lie in the same plane. So student, this is about reflection of light and laws related to this, and some important term related to reflection of light from the surface. So student, if you like this video, then share it, subscribe it and press bell icon for further notification. Thank you.